Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday night at 9 p.m. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're plotting ways to circumvent your resolutions, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Easy. Didn't make any.
Oh.
But tonight, we're talking about GeoWoodstock 18. With the core organizing team. Live audience, of course, we want to hear your comments, so please fill up that chat window over there. To bleep, bleep, bleep right down there. You know what to do. Yeah. It is Thursday night. I'm Wits End, and it's time to bring in our event orangutan. Some say he's here as part of a work release program. Others say he unravels faster than a cardigan caught in a power drill. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
I hate it when that happens. Cardigan caught in a power drill.
It happens.
The things you guys come up with. You know what? That's what I gotta say. That's one of my favorite parts of the podcast. Is like right at the beginning. There's just these little, let's call them Easter eggs. These little fun things that you guys creatively come up with every week, and it's different every week, so it's fun.
It's because you overshare on social media.
Oh, well, that's true.
That's where most of them come from.
I mean, where else would one overshare?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I could tell you, but I might be banned.
Other websites, yes. So good to be here. Good to be here with you guys. And for those who are watching the video feed, you might see that I've been cloned, and my partners in crime from GeoWoodstock are here to join us, and we are going to have a great time. Chris and Helen, welcome to the podcast.
Good day, eh?
Nicely played.
You are so Canadian.
Indeed. Well, you know, it's
You
kind
don't
of
have to try very hard.
when you're Canadian, it comes relatively easily.
In the morning.
That's true.
It's kind of funny that the land sharks are here because, you know, this is the point in the show where I talk about them, usually behind their backs, but
Yeah.
this time to their faces. Well, you know what? There is a brand new land sharks coin. How fancy is that? Let's check it out. There you go. Chris, do you want to make that big on the screen?
Bigify yourself.
Bigify yourself.
It would have to be big with me, so
There you go.
I'm sorry.
It's all about you, Chris. Hey, that is the most recent. That is the most recent land sharks coin.
Easy for you to say.
It is the Land Sharks HQ 2022 GeoCoin. It is featuring the location of the Sharks store. So if you go visit the Sharks store and you stand outside their front door and look to the water, this is what you're going to see. It has a French fry stealing gull. It has a boat. It has a seal, a swan, a float home, all the things you can view from the new store location. And hey, it can be purchased in store or on landsharks.ca. And of course, also don't forget our other Denali level sponsor, and that would be Gold Country. Gold Country is reminding you to travel safely when you travel, but hey, get online and plan your visit up to Gold Country, do the Geo Tour, explore the beautiful communities up there. If you want to find out more, go to exploregoldcountry.com or check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/Explore Gold Country, or heck, just go on Facebook because we know you're there anyways and type Explore Gold Country. And there you go.
Facebook tells us you're there.
Yeah.
They gather a lot of information.
We got an
about you.
update just before the podcast. We know you're
We know you're on there. It's okay.
Well, it's not okay, but we know you're there.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
true. We're not okay.
If you want to know more about supporting this show, well, you know what? You can head on over and click that Patreon link on the cashingnw.com a website.
Whew. I didn't have to hold my breath long this time. Thank you.
I ran that one through a little quicker for you. You looked like you weren't going to be able to to manage
Okay,
it tonight.
I'm ready now.
Okay.
Hey, and now that I'm ready, it's time for the glow. What is the glow, you may ask?
What is the glow?
What is it?
What is it?
Why,
Do
I'll tell you since you've all asked.
Please.
It's the geocaching log of the week. Whether you wrote it or whether you read it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. You can send an email or a recording to feedback@cashingnw.com. You can also call into 253-693-TFTC and show us how you glow.
Ah, the glow. Yes, it's a good thing, you know. And it's 2022, isn't it?
Yes. This is the first glow of 2022.
Yeah, we have to do the glow for 2022.
Ooh.
Oh, I like
There
the
you
way
go.
you did that.
And I love the contributor is expect to self-rescue.
Yes.
I mean, that's my kind of caching name right there. Expect to self-rescue found a bridge too far. That's GC1C53. Excuse me. The log says, the dogs and I fled the Kitsap Peninsula today to try to evade the heat, and we ended up here. Ended up as a bit of a stretch. I specifically targeted 5 caches to fill 360 from home sectors that were across the Hood Canal. What a hot day. The high is in the mid-100s. Now that's freedom units. That's the low 40s for the Canadian units. And the sun is shining brightly. The river helps to keep things cool, though. I saw someone string a hammock up right next to the river. What a good idea. I stopped at the washout and filtered 2 liters of water that the dogs and I had polished off getting to the cache. Now, I've been whitewater rafting before, and these looked like some serious rapids. I didn't see a single person in the water, which is good, but lots of people wearing swimsuits and personal flotation devices. I stuck my hands in while taking a break, and that water, it's cold. I guess it's all snowmelt. I wonder how low it gets in the driest part of the year. I had read previous finder's logs instructing to go off the hint, and the cache was in hand quickly. Glad to see a flood hasn't taken this bridge down or washed away the cache. So thanks for the cache. It's just find number 555 for me. So there you go.
Nice. That's
Nice.
sounds like a great adventure.
It does.
I thought we needed something to help us warm up.
Warm up
after
a little
all
bit,
this
yeah.
snow
Yeah.
and ice. Yeah.
I'm feeling warmer. It's much warmer in the studio than it was last week.
It is. It's significantly warmer.
Yeah, last week you were really in a cold snap there. I don't know how you made it through an
It
entire
was-
show with
It was single digits in the Canadian units there last week. This week it's 17 C. So far more comfortable.
I think we saw your
17 Celsius is
breath a few
comfortable
times.
temperature.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost 63 in the F units here.
The units. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pal.
They
F
Get the-
units too.
got the freedom units and the Canadian units there.
That's how we tell them apart.
Well, folks, if you want to contribute any thoughts to the podcast tonight, remember to use hashtag GW if you've got questions for the guests tonight. And if you have anything for the after show, well, as always, hashtag FTAS or FTAS to bring up a topic for the after show.
Hmm.
And, it's time for a little bit of news. We've actually got some news tonight. And it's not even GeoWoodstock related news yet, but we've got some great news from HQ. First up, holy souvenirs, Batman. They ran out the announcement of the souvenirs coming out. They've, of course, got the January 1st through January 8th, the Once Upon a Time 2022 souvenir that everybody's out working on right now. But following that will be the Cash In, Trash Out Season 1. That'll run March through May. Then they've got a cool souvenir coming up. It's a very exciting date that's going to happen this year. Tuesday, February 22nd of 2022. is their Deuces Wild souvenir. So I'm not sure yet what you'll have to do to get that one, but I'm sure it'll be probably find a cache or attend an event or something.
You know,
like that.
let's be the
or
last
two.
one.
Or
Let's be the
two.
last one like this. There's not going to be a 33333 the 33rd of March and 2033. They won't be doing that one.
Yeah. So there you go. This is your last shot at something like this. Good point, Chris.
I like that it's on Tuesday.
Isn't that funny? Like it couldn't have been more perfect.
That's
This
perfect.
is
Yeah.
How many people are targeting to find their 22,222nd cache that day?
Hmm.
man, I want to hear that glow. Yeah. All right.
If you do that, call it in.
2 caches that day.
2 caches. Yeah, that's got to be what you need for the souvenir. All right. Blue Switch Day, as always, every year. They're going to run that for a week, April 30th through May 2nd. International Geocaching Day, August 20th. Probably something else going on August 20th, I'm sure, in Seattle.
I heard of something, but I don't know. I think that day they just give everybody a free find.
Oh, do they? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. CETO Season 2, September through November. And during that period will be my favorite day of the year, International Earth Cache Day. Hopefully everybody will give me presents again, as they should on International Earth Cache Day. That'll be October 8th and 9th this year.
No, that's
No,
not how
isn't
that
that the whole
works.
point of
No,
International Earth
no.
Cache Day? Celebrate with me? Okay.
Rocks
We may
are
bless
full.
you with our presents, but that's all right.
Awesome. Good. I hope so. That would be a gift. All right. And then they're going to wrap up the year with the Goodbye 2022. But you know what? That's not all. There is going to be up to 120 more souvenirs coming out. Now, you won't necessarily be able to earn them all because they're going to be the location-based souvenirs. So there's going to be up to 10 new country and regional souvenirs every month coming out from HQ. So they're probably not going to announce all of them every month, but every month go and check your souvenirs and see if someplace you visited, all of a sudden you're being rewarded for.
I'm going to have to get a bigger souvenirs page.
You're going to have to put an addition on. Yeah.
I won't.
Same here.
Very cool stuff though. So yeah, so that's exciting. So lots of souvenir news.
The cool thing about souvenirs is they're awarded retroactively. So if you went to like Bonaire 3 or 4 years ago and they create one for Bonaire, all of a sudden you get the souvenir. You don't have to go back. That's nice.
That is a cool
Yeah.
thing.
Not
That
that I
is
don't
nice.
want to go back to Bonaire.
It may not be a bad place to go back to. Do you think they'll do, when they say regional, are you looking at like maybe county
Yeah, I don't know what
souvenirs
that regional
or
is. I don't
not
know.
province?
I don't think county. That
That seems like a
they're going
lot,
to get
right?
120 if they're doing counties. That would be like
Mhm.
520 or more. Like some of the states have like dozens and dozens of
Yes.
counties.
I think that they might, my guess is that they might do one for places like that people are begging for them, like Scotland. I think they've got a UK souvenir, but they don't have England, Ireland, Wales,
Wales,
Scotland,
yeah, exactly.
that sort of thing. They might do those. Like Germany has all the states, so the other places that have states may get states.
Mhm.
That's
Well,
what
there
that-
you go. What Coaster said
We'll see.
exactly that. Split the UK up into separate
Mhm.
souvenirs.
Scotland, anyway. Yeah, Scotland
Mhm.
wants to be its own souvenir. They wanted that for a long time.
Yeah, we keep hearing about that in the UK Parliament about how Scotland wants their own geocaching souvenir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's been a big thing in the news. Yeah.
Yeah.
CRS 98 says there should be a new souvenir for all the Tim Horton locations.
Again, there's not enough room in your souvenir page.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what they could do is have a souvenir or a promotion. I think Tim Hortons should get a geocaching trackable promotion going this year. That's what
Oh
I
boy.
That would be really cool.
Mhm.
every year I ping Tim Hortons on social media and say, "Hey, have you heard about geocaching souvenir promotions? You need to get in on this."
Oh, that would be so
Yeah.
cool.
Instead
have
of
they?
stupid
Hmm.
Bieber bites or whatever the heck they're called.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
I saw somebody here in the States with a beanie. Oh, they were interviewed on the local news for something. And I'm like, they what is it called? Bee bites or
Something like
Beeb-
that.
something? And I'm like, are you
Yeah.
kidding
Oh.
me?
Beaver.
Yeah, Bieber
Yeah.
bites or something. I saw those.
Or
yeah.
Tim Biebs or something.
Tim Biebs.
Tim
Yeah,
Biebs,
Tim
there you
Biebs.
go, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Something. And I looked at that and I'm like, boy, Sorry.
No,
Most people probably would
geocaching,
not
that's where they need to
know
go.
what it was. So,
Yeah.
hey, we're not here to talk about Tim Hortons specifically.
What?
It might just work into conversation as
I'm out of here.
it tends to do. You're out. Okay.
Kind of like notes.
But we're here to talk about GeoWoodstock 18. We've got the organizing committee all dressed in matching plaid. So congratulations on some huge news this week. You guys want to share what that is, or should I just go ahead and say it?
Helen, why don't you jump in there?
Well, we got an email from HQ telling us that they were going to be awarding us with the Giga souvenir. And they asked us, to schedule when the announcement would work. It was just before Christmas. And so we scheduled it for this week. We were so excited, so thankful. Yeah, lots of confetti and celebrations.
I turned on the confetti just for that. Yeah,
it was very cool. And the folks at HQ have been fantastic to work with. Really, really appreciate their support of our event. And so and the reviewers, our local reviewers, there's all sorts of stuff to coordinate, like moving, changing icons. And recently we've had to move coordinates. And the BC review team have been fantastic to work with as well. Really, really appreciate their support as well and helping to coordinate things with HQ when necessary. So
more than anything, though, I think a huge thanks to everybody that signed up to go, and I thank you for the patience that a lot of people have put in waiting for this event to take place. So we're very optimistic that this is all going to go ahead. We've got plans and backup plans, which we can talk about in a little bit. But it's so everybody that signed up, thank you, because you are the guys that made this go giga.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know when we last had to disable the event, or temporarily disable the event, and then when we republished it again. Actually, it was when we republished the event, and HQ requested that we make a log saying, if you're not coming, please delete your will attend. And it was like, and it kind of went, but then we just waited and just kept working away in the background. We often didn't even look at it for, like, I would say, weeks. And then all of a sudden it's like, we've got a whole whack of will attends for this new date. This is awesome. So that was really, really cool to have that support from the community. So that was really fantastic. And shortly after that, when we realized the will attends are building back up again, was when we got the email from HQ. So we actually didn't even ask them. We just sort of let this all happen the way it's supposed to happen. And it was very cool, really neat. It was exciting. You didn't know how you'd feel when it actually happened, but then when it did happen, it was like, oh my gosh, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, Signal brought the whole geocaching community, especially the Canadian geocaching community, the best present we could ask for.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Now we have to redo some designs, though, because we had things with Mega, and now we got to change Mega.
Yeah.
That's a real problem.
Oh well, yeah.
All right, now I'm ignorant in the whole classifications, Mega, Giga. Giga's bigger than Mega. So, of course, I did what one does, and Google did. And Giga, of course, is the German Institute for Global and Area Studies. And I'm really excited to see how that works into... No, never mind. Okay. What does it mean to get Giga classification for this event? For those of us ignorant folks, probably me and maybe one other person out there. I think everybody else knows. But for us, tell us.
Technically, it means that we're expecting 5,000 plus attendees.
Plus Whitsend for sure.
And Whitsend, so 5,001.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's based on will attends of 3,000, because basically they know that a lot of people, like for instance, Land Sharks would do a will attend, and that's actually 2 people. So for some caching groups, it's 1 person. For some, it's multiple. So they kind of give a little bit of they figured out what that ratio kind of is. And so 3,000 will attends equals about 5,000 expected attendees. That equals Giga that's from a technical point of view. From a way it feels point of view.
And we still have 8 months to go. So we really, we really don't know how many attendees we're going to get until we're closer to the time.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the Helen and Chris were saying there, it's a pretty big deal having Canada's first Giga. So it's really an honor, but it's also, there's a lot of expectation. So we definitely feel the pressure of it. But it's encouraging after all the work in the past 2 years. two plus years, really. And most of all, we're just really excited to welcome people to the community to enjoy the events and work with the local community on this too, because they're a huge part of this.
Yeah.
And after waiting this long, the event getting postponed, and now with our move to the AgRec, to the Abbotsford Exhibition Park, we have so many options for using the outdoors. So many more options, which we didn't have before, because the outdoors at the other place was an airport. Yeah. So this is amazing for us, and we, the size can grow and grow and grow, and it can accommodate that.
I think we're going to talk more about the venue move in a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Looks like we had some feedback. Yeah.
Yeah. From just Joe or just Joey?
Just Joey.
Yay, Giga. Thanks to the busy beavers for all their time and energy and patience and resilience organizing and reorganizing this huge event. Much love.
And what a sweetheart.
The Seebeck tribe is really excited because it'll be her first Giga. And do we mention it's Canada's first Giga?
That's right.
I mean, yeah, this is huge. It's going to be the first Giga for many.
Lots of people have been commenting that this would be their first Giga. So yeah, it's exciting for them.
Yeah, there you go. Keith says the same thing.
Oh, that's wow. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool, Kate.
Never been to a Mega or a Giga. We were talking on that previous show that I sometimes do. Okay, I do it every week. That, you could go to the 20th celebration event and to GeoWoodstock and still not have a Mega event.
That's right.
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
At least at this point, who knows?
Exactly. So, Helen, you brought up that it's been canceled and rescheduled and moved and changed. And so the question I have is, I have a reservation or a registration already at GeoWoodstock. Is it still valid, or do I have to go sign up again?
It's definitely still valid. And our inbox, actually, we're answering a lot of people's emails asking if they have to re-register, and no, you don't. If you registered and you have a registration, it is still valid.
Can I just say, so there's the will attends on geocaching.com. So if you put a will attend there, then that counts towards the numbers, and it lets us know and lets us know kind of how many people we'll have, and helps us from an organizing point of view. But there's also registration on geowoodstock.com, and that registration is where you can sign up for a paid registration level, where there are packages where you can get some souvenirs and eat lunch and things like that. So there's a variety of paid levels from just a sort of a lower level where you
there's free. I think you can even register as free.
Not on our site.
Not on our site. You just show up and sign the login.
Yeah, you don't have to register to show up. But if you have paid for a paid registration level, even if it was 2 years ago as we were first starting to set this up, we have not lost them. We have them. We have all those registrations. We have the information. We have the money, and we're ready to serve you up with a wonderful experience at GeoWoodstock, and you don't need to re-register or pay again or ask. You don't even need to ask us if we still have it, because yes, if you did, we do.
Yeah. And if
I want to just sorry, I was just say I want to add something to what Chris said. He said you don't have to register. You can just show up. Absolutely. But if you're going to do that, please log a will attend, so we at least have a head count, because that's going to be. I mean, it's obviously important for, knowing how many people are going to come and scaling and everything like that. But also, as we all know, with everything going on in the world, it's going to be really important for us to have a fairly accurate understanding of how many people are going to be coming to help us with our planning.
And if you think you might want some lunch or some swag, a T-shirt or something like that, the only way to really be 100% sure that you're going to get that is to prepay and actually register at geowoodstock.com, and then we'll have you right there, and we'll make sure we got all our stuff set aside for you, and you can pick up a registration package, and it'll all be cool.
Helen, you were going to say something else?
Oh yeah, I wanted to add a few of the emails have asked some similar questions, so this is like an FAQ, a great time to perhaps put this out there to a few people. When we built the website 3 years ago, was it a while ago? It's a WordPress website with a shopping cart, and what's for sale in the shopping cart is registrations
And things like these wonderful
toques and all sorts of things like that. But there is no login, so you can't go and log in and find your registration there. It is a WordPress site with a shopping cart.
Simple shopping cart.
A simple shopping cart. It works very efficiently, but there is no login. People don't have a login in our site, and you're not going to go there and find stored information. So if you want to check and see if you registered, if you can't remember, go to your inbox and type in GeoWoodstock18 at gmail.com, because that's who the email would have come from. But basically type in GeoWoodstock18 into your emails and look back at your history of your emails, and you should find your PayPal confirmation saying that you paid.
But if you do need to like change a shirt size or
change a
geocaching name for your registration from when you did register, then you can fire us off an email link in the website, and we can change that.
Maybe we should put an FAQ on the website with this information, actually.
Well, we have an FAQ page, but we need to update it because
add up some of the things that are coming up now this week as a result of this. So that would be good. So we are answering emails as quickly as we can get to them, but we all have, busy jobs. So it may take us a few days to get back to you, but don't worry, we will get back to every single email that comes in. And things you need to let us know about. For example, if you changed a caching name and you want your name tag to have the new name, that's something we can update for you. If you're not able to attend and you want to, transfer your package to, a caching friend that's going, we can do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
allow somebody else to pick up all that great swag for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or let us know, if you're not able to go, but somebody else is coming, they can bring all your package of goodies home for you.
So in the chat, we see Genice has taken this opportunity to upgrade to VIP.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
GSM ×2. Now, you've answered this. He says, you have all our information, but what if I lost my information? How would I find out what I ordered? Again, go search your
You can send us,
email.
If you don't have it in your emails, it's truly not there. Just fire us off an email, a note, and we'll dig it out and send it off to you.
Yeah, just try searching for GeoWoodstock18 and just see what pops up in your old archived emails. You never know, you might get a surprise.
That's right.
And if not,
then Pros.
Email us too. Oh yeah, I don't know if this is coming up later on, but if you want to get a hold of us with questions, we really love it if you email us to geowoodstock18 at gmail.com. We actually forgot to look at the GeoWoodstock account messages for a little while, and I just replied to them all the other day. So there's a lot of places.
You mean like on one of the social
on
media?
geocaching.com.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
too many places, and
there's
the easiest way to be 100% sure. There you go. GeoWoodstock18 at gmail.com.
Yeah. We try and check all the places. Like there's, Facebook Messenger and all the different places people can send us messages. And we love to hear from you, but we love it even more when it comes to GeoWoodstock18 at gmail.com. Yeah.
All right. Now, you hinted at the event moved. When my wife and I are going out for pizza and halfway there we say, yeah, let's get Chinese instead. That's not all that big a deal. But moving an event seems like a big deal. Moving a mega event seems like an even bigger deal. And Giga, I can't even imagine. So what do attendees need to consider now that this event is moved?
Well, definitely from an attendee point of view, it's the whole thing's going to be a lot easier. So the event itself is moving to the same location as we had already planned to have the registration event and the maze. So, and the wrap up event afterwards to Midnight Madness and so on. So what this does is it actually places everything in one location. So being co-located, there's lots of parking. It's easy access. It gives us a little bit of flexibility with regards to being outdoors. The original venue, the TradeX, was a really good venue, but it's all indoors. This time we've got a lot of outdoor space as well as some indoor space. So we'll be using the two of those, but we have the ability, if necessary, even to do the whole thing outside, depending on how things are flowing in the summer this year.
Yeah.
But being that we got more space, we've got yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. It'll be co-located and lots of stuff happening.
Yeah.
When you look back at previous GeoWoodstocks, a lot of them have been held at outdoor locations or places that are more similar to the AgRec. The AgRec is where they'd hold rodeos, where they'd hold, the county fair, things like that. It's more of that type of building. And initially, it all the pieces didn't come together when we were first looking at the AgRec. But we could use it for the pieces we did book it for the Midnight Madness for the registration event and for the
Okay.
there. So then we went to the TradeX, and it was awesome. It was very big. It was very high tech. You had to pay for parking, and it wasn't quite what GeoWoodstock's been at before. But
Well, with the
everyone was fine with
exception-
that.
I would say with the exception of Fort Worth. Fort Worth was in a convention center.
Fort Worth was in was it a convention center?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Or
yeah,
a very
so
similar
More
type.
back to the roots.
this is more back to the roots. It feels more back to the roots for GeoWoodstock, and we're really, really happy with it. It was really meant to be.
Same community, same support, same like community support, same businesses, same place, same places to explore. Just a few kilometers over to what actually is.
And that's the other thing, is that it's really not that far from the TradeX. It's a short move. So for the folks who are already had, or were working on their accommodations, your distance you're going to travel from accommodations for the most part to the actual venue location is not going to be any greater, really, because it's.
Well, I would argue it's less because you don't have to go to two different venues.
Right. Good point.
And they're
And it's free parking. This new location, the parking is included. It's huge and it's free.
Free is good.
So that's nice.
Free is good.
Free is good. It seems like a great fit. Rodeo and geocaching. If I don't find a cache in 8 seconds, I'm ready to move on. So there's a lot of similarities with rodeo and caching for me.
There was a lot of theme on that with the Fort Worth GeoWoodstock, the last one as well. So But one of the other things I would point out is that at the, we'll call it the new location, the new centralized location. In fact, there are some big, beautiful parks just across the street. So you can step out of the event, safely cross the street, and you're in a park where you can go do some geocaching, walk some PNW trails, enjoy the big trees, and
Hug a tree.
Yeah, hug a tree. Yeah, sorry.
So get fresh air.
Yeah, like it's and then come back to the event, meet up, listen to some speakers. It's going to work really well at this location. We're really delighted about how everything is coming together for 2022.
Cut down trees, skip and jump, press wildflowers.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
They make a daisy nut.
Oh, there you go.
What do they call them?
Now,
daisy chain crown.
You guys have been talking where it is. It's moved. It's at this great location, but I don't think we've mentioned when it is. What is the actual date?
Sometime this summer.
Sometime this summer. I'm just going to ask for the entire summer off and see what happens. I'm sure my employer will understand.
Seems fun.
You'll hit it then for sure.
Yeah. Start out in Gold Country and then just work your way down.
That's my plan.
August 13th. Saturday, August 13th is the date of the main event. But what you want to do is include the Friday, because we're going to have some activities going on the Friday, definitely the Saturday of the main event. And we're working things out. Who knows? There may even be stuff going on Sunday. We'll see how it goes.
Nice.
But right now, definitely Friday, Saturday plan for events and those related activities. But I would say make time to explore the community as well. Like plan to spend a few days in the Fraser Valley.
Now, you also have mentioned the GPS maze. How long is that going to be in the area?
3.5 days. It's going to be open to the public to go through for 3.5 days. On the last day, it's going to close, I think, at noon. It'll be like 9 to noon or 9 to 1 on the
Wednesday,
Sunday.
Thursday.
It's going to be open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and half a Sunday.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and half a Sunday. And for people that register as VIP, was it VIP or a charter VIP? We were going to do a fast track, kind of like a Disneyland fast pass. Yeah.
One of those two. We'll have to double check that.
But there's some stuff to help move crowds through faster. So the maze will be 3.5 days, and it's on the same property. It's at the Abbotsford Exhibition Park. It's in a building that's just one field apart.
3-minute walk from 2-minute walk.
2-minute walk from the main venue, and it's
30-second jog.
Registration. Yep. Yeah, when you're at the registration event, you can just go to the maze. The same thing on Friday. Friday's going to be the big icon day. If that would be the day, because there's a community celebration event. That's the BCGA is we're co-hosting with the BCGA, and they're that is getting the community celebration icon, and then there will be the maze that day.
BCGA is a British Columbia Geocaching Association for those that are farther away from here.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll also have CETO going on that day
at the parks that are within walking distance, and actually I think it's the trails around the.
We haven't nailed down exactly how the CETO is going to work yet. We just recruited our CETO lead, so
cool.
So we're looking forward to that.
Yes, we did. Yeah, a fantastic volunteer came forward and said that they wanted to help us with the CETO, and that was a big project. We really, really appreciate that. That's really awesome. Something we can just say, okay, good, that's taken care of.
Yeah, we got a lot of really good volunteers, and we're looking for more.
I think that's coming up later on in the show notes.
Okay.
It is.
Well, right now we were talking about, what else there is to do. You hinted at a couple of things, but is there anything else you want to hit? Maybe for some, what do they call them? Snuggle muggles, if somebody might have along with them. That what else is there to do besides GeoWoodstock? As if you need anything.
Well, there's lots to do in the community.
Lots of history.
There's lots of history. This
Huge
is
history.
Yeah. So in 1827, I looked this up. In 1827, Fort Langley was built, and it was a Hudson's Bay fur trading post that later became a hub for the gold rush, provisioning spot for the gold rush. And for many years, it was a key kind of trading location and stopping point for people going up and down up into the sort of the northern British Columbia and the interior. So it is a National Historic Site run by Parks Canada. One of the original buildings from is still standing there, and then they've got another bunch of other buildings that were built in the turn of the last century, to kind of give a sense of what it's like. So you go there, and it's the building. You really feel like you step back in time.
People are in costume.
People are in costume. The buildings are kind of active and lively and doing the types of things that they do. And it's on the banks of the Fraser River, and it's a really neat spot, a fun spot to go and explore. Give you a real sense. Fort Langley is one of the oldest towns in British Columbia, really. And so that's one place to go and check out.
And Mission's
special.
Just across the river from Abbotsford, easy to
just
get.
across the river from Abbotsford, and there's all kinds of like trails and hills and 4x4 area just right in behind Mission. So I would say Mission's a great stopping off point for exploring the backcountry.
And there's like out by Cheam, there's a whole bunch of 4x4ing out that way too.
Yeah, out towards Chilliwack, you go about a half an hour east from Abbotsford, and then Chilliwack is a neat little spot. It's mostly agricultural based, but it's got a neat little downtown area, and then that's also another kicking off spot to some great backcountry exploration.
There's historic downtown Abbotsford, which is the original downtown area there. It's very cool, and tons of like farm stalls if you want to drive around and and fill up your vehicle with raspberries and strawberries and produce and go pet goats and all that sort of stuff. It's very, very rural. It's like a big city in the middle of agricultural land. It's something of their branding for Abbotsford is like it's the largest. It's very spread.
It's the largest something. Yeah.
It's the largest something in the middle of a field.
Largest small town.
It is the city in the country, kind of.
Big city in the country. Sure. It's a really awesome place. Yeah,
it is. And I would definitely agree. I love getting into downtown Abbotsford and stopping at Old Hand Coffee and some of the pastry shops, and they've got all kinds of great stuff. I mean, depends what you're into, but
there's a lot of good breweries, brew pubs,
breweries, wineries.
Yeah, absolutely. cideries, any of that kind of stuff. There's tons across the Fraser Valley to visit. And amazing hiking, like Chris and Helen were saying earlier. Like, you are any of these communities, when you come to GeoWoodstock, you are minutes away from getting into the backcountry. Like, there is tons of geocaching trails, Forest Service roads, backcountry, like whatever kind of exploring you want to do. You can do the urban caching if that's more your style, with urban parks or city caches, or just in minutes you can be out doing hiking in the mountains and the backcountry stuff. So, I'm going to say cache safely.
But you don't need a 4x4 to do it either. A lot of it is easy access.
You can take the Honda Civic.
You can take a 4x4 and head off into the boonies and find hot springs in the middle of nowhere and stuff like that. But at the same time, you can just, in a regular car, just this stuff is super accessible.
Yeah, we have lots of really well graded, non-paved, but they're what is it, road base they put down. It's fine for a two-wheel drive vehicle, and so you can go booting out there and find like Chilliwack River and places like that. You can get to all of that with a car, with a family car. It's certainly safe, and the roads are well maintained. They just may not be paved.
Just don't get eaten by a cougar.
Oh,
If only there was a book for all of this.
That is such an awesome book, Jay.
That's another episode.
Fantastic job of that book.
Yeah, be quiet, Jay.
You did a really good job of that book.
Thank you, Alan.
I think we have 6 left in stock again, or 5. We just we keep 2 of them went out the door together the other day.
Nice.
So,
that's awesome. I appreciate that.
It was sweet. Yeah.
But so I mean, if you want, it's a little shameless self-promotion, but check out the geocaching guidebook. It's going to have tons of information for you and your snuggle muggle to plan your trip. But there's tons more, right? I mean, you can do day trips to all kinds of great communities. You can go up to the Gold Country, Cache Creek, Lillooet, Merritt, Kelowna. Kelowna's outside of Gold Country, but heading out that way, Princeton, or head up the 99, Whistler, Pemberton, Squamish. Check out the Sunshine Coast. And another shameless self-promotion, watch my YouTube channel, because Sunshine Coast videos are coming out really fast.
Cool.
But
I would say those ones, you can get up to those places in a day, but I don't think you'd want to go there and back in a day. It's a bit
they're multi-day trips.
Easy access within a day. You'll be there and you'll enjoy the place within the day. You could spend a day or 2 there or whatever, but
if you plan to go for just a day, you're going to get out there and wish you'd booked a hotel for the night.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And you might be able to find places. Squamish is lovely, really nice. Squamish is really pretty. And the other direction, if you get out past Manning Park, wow, Manning Park is just something else. It's gorgeous. They've just opened a brand new campsite there, and out near Lightning Lakes. So there's a new campsite, Sky. Sky something. We did the signs, but Sky something, a new campground at Lightning Lakes.
There's a trail series called Skyline. Is that? No,
I don't think it is.
Not ringing a bell. Okay.
Chris is just looking it up.
Okay.
Skyview Campground just opened this year.
Yeah.
So that's a great place if you you're coming and you're on your way and you want to spend a night somewhere before you get to Abbotsford. That would be, if you're coming from the east, that would be a really good place to stop.
Yeah. Manning Park's one of my absolute favorite places.
Mine too. Yeah. It's wonderful. And up when you get north of Princeton, there's the Tulameen, Colmont, all those areas. Really, really cool little places to check out. That's another. It would be could be a day trip. Trip from Abbotsford for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but you may want to leave Abbotsford and the area. I think it's going to have everything you need. Some people may want to go to the big city of Vancouver. What are things? No. Some people may. I mean, is there anything there that is unique and worth?
No, there's nothing there.
Okay.
It's empty. No, Vancouver is it's a great city. It's your big city, but at the same time, it's got a huge amount of character. It's all on the waterfront. There's all kinds of things to do in Vancouver. anything, no matter what tickles your fancy, Vancouver's got it.
Gastown is really cool. Right downtown. Go to Gastown. Go to
False
Creek. Go to False Creek. Ride little ferries. Go to Science World. Go to Stanley Park. Drive.
It's fun. You park
Lions
outside of
Bridge.
Vancouver and you take the SkyTrain in, and you can easily walk around and poke around on foot. It's easy to do. Lots of geocaching down there.
Yeah.
You get the SkyTrains right to sort of the main downtown terminus, and then there's a sea bus that goes across to North Vancouver that's also got great walking trails and all kinds of cool stuff happening there. So yeah, there's lots going on in Vancouver.
Tons of adventure labs. One of my favorite adventure labs, one of the first ones we ever did actually, was done by the BCGA, right downtown. Really cool. That's it.
If you only have
MacD says if you have a day in Vancouver, do the Waterfront AL by the BCGA.
Yeah, it takes you from Gastown right through Cole Harbor and all the key places to visit.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's a
one
really
of my favorites.
And then when you're in Vancouver, the most amazing thing is to get on a float plane and come over to Victoria.
Yes.
Keats did that actually just recently, and
Keats flew in.
Had a fun flight, but
I think it was a little rainy and a little windy. A little bumpy.
That's actually probably the most exciting way to get to Vancouver Island. But yeah, that's another thing you can do too from downtown Vancouver.
Yeah, because there's a retail store over there, I heard.
There is, and we can actually watch the float planes come in and land from our office.
Yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
So if people were to, we could talk about Vancouver for ages. There's tons of stuff, and we'll probably do a special episode highlighting Vancouver later in the season of the podcast. But moving along, what about a day trip to Vancouver Island? What kind of things would be highlights?
Well, the first thing, if you come for a day trip to Vancouver Island, you'd be taking most likely the Tsawwassen Ferry across to Greater Victoria. So you don't have to do it that way, but the majority of people that come across would come to Victoria itself. And Vancouver Island is
you're going to do an overnight for sure, because if you're going to drive to the ferry at Tsawwassen, and you've got to be there at least half an hour before, if not more. And then you've got an hour and 35-minute crossing, and then about a half an hour drive to downtown Victoria. Time to unload the ferry, load the ferry. You're going to be two and a half hours.
Yeah.
So really, you want to spend the night over here somewhere, and there's tons of hotels and motels and Airbnbs and camping, lots of places to stay.
So Victoria is, in a way, like Vancouver is sort of the big city on the water. Victoria is a little city on the water.
It's the capital of British Columbia.
It's got a very it grew up with a very British feel to it, which is so there's still some of that left, I'd say, but it's one of the busiest harbors in North America. There's float planes and ferries going in and out, as well as pleasure boats and people kayaking and commercial stuff happening. So there's lots of bustle and so on the water, and the city is built right around the Victoria Harbor. So it's a
busy airport.
Place. Lots of places to eat and explore downtown. And then again, we're minutes away from being out into the walking trails and stuff. And of course, you could take the harbor ferry, little ferry things that scooch around the harbor and take people from place to place. You can take the harbor ferry right over to the dock right by our store.
Yeah. So if you get, say you get a bus or some way from the ferry downtown, you can then hop on a harbor ferry and do a little tour, go to Fisherman's Wharf, get fish and chips, find, this adventure lab over there, go to Beacon Hill Park, and then you can end up coming over here. You can get very close, just the next dock over on a harbor ferry to us. Or there's a walking trail along the water as well. Beautiful walking trail with geocaches along it. And we're going to be hiding some new ones along there in the next, once the snow's gone. Behind some new caches along the walking trail.
Nice. Other popular places that people always think of when they think of the Greater Victoria area, Butchart Gardens.
Butchart
Gardens. Yeah. We were there actually a couple of weeks ago, just after the first sort of fresh snow, and it was absolutely in the evening magical. With the lights. So a nighttime visit at Butchart's is just magical.
Yeah. Yep. And Kev MacD is highlighting one of Helen's favorite places. There's goats to pet in Victoria.
Yes,
yeah, that's right.
There are. The Beacon Hill Children's Farm, they actually been closed, and the goats are at a farm in Metchosin, and they've been posting social media content, but hopefully they're going to reopen this year and bring the goats back into the Beacon Hill Children's Farm.
Very cool. Another place that my co-hosts will be very familiar with is Hatley Castle.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's an
Beautiful.
11-stage virtual there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is.
Virtual.
I used to live there.
Used to live there.
Yes, you did. I heard stories. I don't know if I can repeat them here, but I've heard stories.
Yeah, if anybody's curious about this Hatley Castle, check out the video, the Caching in the Northwest Christmas greeting video that we posted on the web, or well, maybe on the web page, but on the Facebook page for Caching in the Northwest. And that's filmed at Hatley Castle, so you'll see what Hatley Castle looks like there.
Very cool. And there's lots of adventure labs and geocaches.
Lots of adventure labs.
It's a perfect place to go. And we have a cache. We have a cache there? Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We have two. We have a puzzle final there. And we have a one
Red
fish,
fish.
2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
Yeah.
At the fish ladders. Yeah, it's very cool.
And again, if folks are planning to have multi-days on Vancouver Island, you could spend all of them in the greater Victoria area for sure. Or if you wanted to expand out a little bit, you could start heading north out of Victoria. There's the Kinsole Trestle is an amazing place to go geocaching and go for a walk or a bike ride. Make your way up to Nanaimo, the home of the Nanaimo bars.
Nanaimo bars.
And I mean, there's tons of beautiful communities with lots of great geocaching, as well as other sites to see. Just heading all the way up Vancouver Island. But Vancouver Island's big.
All the way up is about an 8-hour drive.
Port Hardy.
Yeah.
If you go from Victoria, you can go west out towards Souk and keep going to Port Renfrew, Avatar Grove. There's like huge trees out there, like really huge trees.
That's beautiful.
And you're out on the
And
far
that's
west
where
coast.
Botanical Beach is, and you're out on the west coast where you're not looking over to the Olympic Peninsula anymore. You're looking out to Japan. So
other popular spots, Tofino.
Ucluelet.
Right on the west coast, very popular surfing, and there's some really nice beaches and places to explore out there.
And but the people often, one of the questions we get here from tourists is, where do I go? Yeah, Nanoose is beautiful, Donna. Where to go to see a big tree? And people often think they have to go to Macmillan Provincial Park, like Cathedral Grove, and go to hug a big tree. And actually here, just on the outskirts of Victoria, is Goldstream Park. And Goldstream Park has
Big
some
trees.
huge trees. It's an area that's a park. It hasn't been logged. Maybe some sections were, but there's this massive trees there. And so when tourists come here and say they don't have much time, do they have to drive all the way to Cathedral Grove? We say no, just go to Goldstream Park. It's a fantastic park. BC Parks manages it, and it's really beautiful. And the trees are ginormous.
Amazing.
So
wow, so much to do.
Yeah.
So much.
Stay for a month. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So with all this going on, you guys have moved locations, right? You're still planning. What are you doing next? What is the team planning next?
You mean after GeoWoodstock, or what is our next?
No,
thing?
We're gonna have to
between now and August 13th.
Well, we've got tons of work that needs to get done for sure. One of the first things we're going to be doing is reconfirming volunteer support. So when we first announced the event, it feels like a long time ago, but we had lots of people sign up to say, I want to help. And that was amazing. So we do have a pretty lengthy list, but we also understand that time has passed and people's, ability to help out may have changed, or there may be new geocachers who didn't know they could volunteer to help. So we're going to be doing a new call very soon, a new call for volunteers. And if you have volunteered before, we're going to encourage you to just, let us know, like apply again. So then we can just confirm it against the old list, because we don't want to trust the old list because it's
too long.
like 2 years old now, right? So things change.
Yeah.
So that's
there's still a chance to volunteer.
Absolutely.
Is what you're telling me.
We'll put out a call. We'll put out a call through our social media. Our newsletter is a big one. Actually, anything that's going on, really, it goes out on a newsletter. So we don't send out regular blasts on the newsletter, but if you want to stay informed when something does happen, the newsletter is a big one. And if you've signed up, the will attend on geocaching.com, other big things go out on the through notices through geocaching.com. So keeping an eye on the website, signing up for the newsletter, making sure you get a will attend, and if you do those three things, you won't miss anything.
One of the big things we have to do now, actually, it was like, oh, we have to deal with this. The package that we're offering, one of them includes lunch. Now, the TradeX had a catering facility. The AgRec does not. But there are lots and lots and lots of really good large-scale caterers in Abbotsford. So we're actually starting over. But we're going with the exact same menu that we said we were having before. So we've got, the pulled pork on a bun. We've got coleslaw. We've got the Nanaimo bars. We've got, the things that we said we were getting. We are now going to be getting from different suppliers. But to me, it's kind of cool because this means we can actually go to a bakery or a few. We can actually sample Nanaimo bars all over and then pick the ones that we like the best.
It's a tough job.
It's a tough job.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how you guys keep up with that.
So we're going to be doing new catering contracts, which is like, we thought that was done and dealt with. Well, no, we're starting over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, we think it's good though, because it means that we're supporting the local economy and small business. We're going to be, supporting small business in Abbotsford, which, there's lots to choose from. So we like that we're going to kind of be, spreading the love around to get desserts from one place and, get the main meal from somewhere else and things like that. Yeah. So that's one of the projects that was like, oh, now we need catering again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and guys, I was going to say, we have a question from Just Finding Our Ways. Is there any way to upgrade the mid-tier package I selected a couple of years ago to the top tier package?
Yes.
Email geowoodstock18@gmail.com, and I believe Chris will send you an invoice for the difference, and then we'll go and manually edit your package to be the new top tier package.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only one that people can't upgrade to is the one that we called the Charter VIP. Right. That one is special. It's the people who chose VIP by a very early date. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, there's a few of those.
But yeah, you can upgrade to anything that's on the website.
You can upgrade to anything that's on the website.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and you said that if they registered a year ago, 2 years ago, you have all of that. But if they haven't registered, is it just too late? Just don't bother coming?
Oh, no. If they haven't registered, make sure you get a will attend on geocaching.com and then go over to geowoodstock.com and then you can register there. And that registration is for the paid registration levels.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And the higher the level that you can afford, the more we really appreciate that, because it some of the things that we're having to pay for, the prices have gone up in 2 to 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And so the price of registration is staying exactly the same. We are not changing the prices or anything on the website. If you screenshot it 2 years ago and last year and this year, you're going to see the same prices. But some of our costs will have gone up. And so if people can afford to pay a little bit more and go to a higher level, we really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Your experience will be a little enhanced also. But,
yes.
But it's appreciated.
What if they just want to send you a donation for all of your trouble?
Yeah, we have a donation button, I believe,
Okay,
on the website as well.
Good
and
deal.
That's appreciated. Yeah. Because some of the things definitely since the pandemic, gone up.
So much is more expensive. Yeah.
Everything. So
there's a good question from GSM times 2, and that is, what time is the photo? And so I think we have that scheduled for, I want to say it's 3 p.m., but that'll definitely be updated on the main page. Don't
put 3 p.m. in your calendar just because Jay said, because it's
we're still nailing down a lot of details. Yeah.
It'll be in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be in the afternoon.
My suggestion: get there early, stay there all day. You won't miss it.
There you go.
volunteer to hold the ladder for the photographer, and you'll be there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's going to be really cool. We've got an interesting topography at this new location, so we'll have to figure out where that's going to be. Yeah.
All right. So if people want to get up-to-date information, because things have, like you said, have changed and evolved and improved probably over time, how can people stay up-to-date, get up-to-date information right now?
Stay up to date, get up to date is basically make sure you got a will attend on geocaching.com, sign up for the newsletter, and then every now and again check on the website, because we do update the website when there's important information to make sure it's out there. So the website will be updated, and then we'll blast on those. There are groups on Facebook and things like that, and we have an Instagram account, but I would not rely on those for your communication.
Well, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good, and
our director of communication is actually amazing.
Our director of communication is amazing, and we do try and get everything on there. But the formal channel, I would say, is unless
it's the website.
It's the website
and the newsletter,
and the newsletter, and then
and your will attend notifications that you get. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, to the point about the website, I'm actually in the middle of the project of going through every page on the website and updating it to the most accurate current information, because there were some pages that we missed in previous updates. And so there's some pages that still have, information from 2020. And so I'm going through that with support from Helen and Chris and others, and going through and making sure every page is as current as possible. So it's taken a bit of time, because we're volunteers.
That's right.
We got our day jobs.
We got our day jobs.
Exactly. And so, I hope I'm speaking for the entire community, and I say thank you. Thank you for the work that you've put in to, make this an incredible event.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks.
Thanks for the support from the podcast and all the listeners as well.
Yeah,
exactly. And folks, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Don't forget, we do this each and every week.
We do, indeed. And this is the point in the show where we'll take another moment to thank the Land Sharks, right over there, and Gold Country Geotourism, both our corporate Denali level sponsors. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online, or just look over here beside me. They ship online orders daily. And for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures, go to exploregoldcountry.com and plan your visit to Gold Country. We also want to thank our faithful Denali level supporters. That's Landsharks, Gold Country Geo Tour, Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and Cachly, the geocaching app. If you want to know more about supporting this show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com, a website.
Like Ala Robrick did.
And Greenwords.
And Sprouter.
And Camp Clan.
Limax.
Anteos.
Kitty Quest.
Subway Mark.
Active in the chat. GSM ×2.
LG 9000.
Peach of Washington, and apparently California and Florida too.
And
many other places,
Lino Seattle.
Seebeck Tribe.
GeoNav Pros.
Kev MacD.
UDAC.
Segehov.
Fairwood West.
Trexer Zero.
Donners.
Boomer 365.
That took motion. The Geo Travelers.
Logwork.
Kid Vegas 19.
MC3 Cats.
On a Boat.
B Pendragon.
Broncos fan for life.
RE54321.
T Sayer.
Dora Moore.
Just Finding Our Way.
Team Noltex.
3 Hams. And a Rose.
M-Nerve.
Skyhawker.
Gas Station Tuna.
Wet Coaster.
CRS 98.
Ackerdock.
Dick Magnet.
Genies.
Korsgott.
You Talks to Rocks.
Fiddling about in the forest, it's Keats 94.
And Kennel Barb.
All right, Landsharks, thank you so much for coming on. And that other organizer guy, too. He's okay. But one more time, if people want to get in touch, or maybe if you want people to get in touch with you specifically, we've mentioned the event. What if people just want to reach out to Chris and Helen and reach you? How would they do that?
I don't know.
Connect at landsharks with a Z.ca.
No.
Connect at sharks.ca. Connect at sharks.ca.
There you go.
SHARKZ.
SHARKZ. Connect at sharks.ca.
Short and sweet. Love it.
Yeah.
There you go. But if it's regarding the event, remember
Yes.
GeoWoodstock18 at gmail.com.
That's the place.
Yeah. You
Ding.
can just
says
tattoo
so.
that inside your eyelids.
Also, do that on one eyelid, on the other eyelid inside tattoo. Thank you from all of us.
Oh,
Yeah. There you go.
there.
Oh, folks, this is the segment I usually do, you know, a chance to ask a question just to get to know us better. This show's run a little long, but I'll still ask it. We're just looking for a brief answer, okay? This is the segment I call Last. Listeners ask some things, and now we get to answer. If you'd like to ask some things, you can call into 253-693-TFTC or email your questions to feedback@caching.nw.com. With that, I'm going to start with you. Do you make New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't keep them anyway. So why even make them? I don't waste the time.
Oh, I try. I don't do them every year. There's some years that, you know, I'm like, yeah, I've got to change this.
Well, I have lots I should change, but.
Oh.
Land Monkey,
Yes.
how about
Do
you?
you make New Year's resolutions?
Oh, was I supposed to be paying attention? Yeah.
Land Monkey would like to say yes, he makes New Year's resolutions.
So
This
my
year's
first-
it's
my
to
first
listen to them.
resolution is to pay attention during the podcast. No. I don't really, and kind of like Jim, like it's like, but Mrs. Monkey and I have been discussing some things, and I am going to try and be more positive this year. That is going to be my my goal. I'm not going to call it a resolution. That's my goal. Is I'm going to try and be more positive this year.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
I would say positive in personality, not in testing.
Yeah. I was thinking electrical charge, but
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
whatever.
No, we're all gonna test positive eventually, so might as well get it over with.
That's true.
Yeah.
Get it over with now. What about you, Helen and Chris? Do you guys make New Year's resolutions?
I make my own. We actually don't talk about that. It's not something we do jointly, but I have said last year and again this year is like I want to get out to more geocaching events. And I don't know if I guess it's a resolution. It's like something I commit to. It's like I'm going to get to more geocaching events this year. So
No.
it's a geocaching
Not me.
resolution.
Not me.
Not you.
Sometimes I hear about it, people talking about it. I think, oh yeah, maybe I'll.
Empty
That's
the
an interest.
dishwasher more often.
I'll think maybe I should think about something I should do, and then I give up.
Well, there haven't been a lot
I do
of.
lots of stuff, so I don't need to make
You
a
do
resolution.
lots of
I don't need
stuff,
to make
yeah.
a resolution to do
Because
more.
there haven't been a lot of events in the last year or two, so
Mhm.
one of these years, getting to more events is going to be easy.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we're hoping that's this year, right?
We hope so.
Yeah.
Got a lot in the chat. Komakino says no resolutions. GSM times 2 doesn't make them. Keats will be focusing on mental health.
Oh, that's good. I abandoned mine.
Brylang, my resolutions: get older, gain weight, do stuff, drink coffee, try not to die.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Dora Moore says, I made a couple of years ago and I'm still keeping it. Always smell the milk first.
Oh, yes.
Don't live on the edge. Come on.
Yes.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with chewing your milk.
Yeah.
Keats wants to start journal writing.
Yeah, good.
That's a commitment.
That's a
Yeah.
commitment.
That is.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate that later. You
Yes.
will. Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Donner says, I make resolutions, but not every year. I'm careful because I always keep my word. This year I made 2. No Timmy's ice caps or Coke.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it said
No-
cake.
No
Coke.
no
Oh,
Timmy's
you're-
ice caps for
Those
Donners.
will
That's
appreciate
good.
the Coke one.
No Timmy's ice caps for Donners. That's going to be a tough one. So
Wow.
good for you.
I have made a resolution years ago not to make resolutions. He's
Oh.
kept that one.
I like that. That's good.
That's,
Well
my,
done.
that's my kind of resolution.
There you go. Hey, folks, thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep quality shows coming. If you like the show, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. If you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Subscribe and give us a thumbs up, even a review. You can call into 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or slap us on the back at an event any time of the day or night.
Just not
And
the
of
back
course-
of the head.
Well, and of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for live show and chat. This show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license. Copyright 2022 by Chris Umfenauer. And folks, I normally say stay tuned for the after show,
The after show.
Yeah.
but I think we're going to cut it short tonight.
We ran into it.
That was it. That was the after show.
It was a really packed show, and folks, we know we saw tons of great comments and questions coming in. We just couldn't get to them all, but we appreciate each and every one of them.
Absolutely.
So save those questions for next week.
Yeah.
And until next week, get out and get caching in the Northwest.